Hey everybody, it is Natalie from Power Moon Tarot. Welcome to your reading. Today's reading is called Lights Out, Solar Eclipse in Libra. This is a tough one. I'm not gonna lie, guys. We have a solar eclipse tomorrow on October 2nd at 10 degrees Libra. Okay, and it's a eclipse on the south node, or the dragon's tail, or as what we would call K2 in astrology, south node or K2. And, it's square Mars. So this is a rather difficult energy. And you can see by what's going on in the world right now that there is a lot of, grappling with circumstances and the need to be calm and be rational and focus is really strong right now. And it's hard to do with this eclipse squaring Mars for sure. And because tensions, emotions with this Mars and Cancer are really high. Things are very emotional, and you can see things are kind of like that have been boiling for a while or kind of reaching a boiling point. So anyway, I hope everybody is being safe and being calm and moving through this energy as best as you can, okay? And I'm here to support you in that. We have 3 different piles to choose from today. Pile number 1 is the clear quartz. Pile number 2 is the black tourmaline. And pile number 3 is the hematite. Now, clear quartz is good for focus and amplification of positive energy and seeing things clearly. Black tourmaline is good for healthy boundaries, protection, and creating like a fortress of protection around yourself during times of struggle. Hematite is really good stone for bringing the body back to earth and creating a sense of balance and calm. Okay, so those are your 3 stones to choose from today as far as the crystals go. And I've got pictures of the crystals in this economy, right? We can't actually own the crystals, but we can have pictures of them, right? So that's how I'm working through this energy. But hope everybody, we got to keep our sense of humor about us. Hope everybody is out there doing well, trying to do well as best you can. And you can go directly to the description box below and find your pile, okay? And we will go ahead and start with pile number 1. Pile number 1, welcome to your reading. You chose the clear quartz, and today's reading is called Lights Out, Solar Eclipse in Libra. We're going to talk about this energy and how it is manifesting for you in your life right now. And as I mentioned earlier, the clear quartz is really good for focus, particularly if you feel like situations are like being damaged right now, or things are cracking at their foundation, or it's really hard for you to maintain your focus because outside circumstances are kind of pushing on you. And so we will take a look at that energy. And, clear quartz is good for purification and seeing through situations clearly for what they are, okay? And what I see here is I see like 2 towers happening at once, but somebody else's disaster or someone else's like tower in their life may be impacting you, pile number 1, and creating cracks in your foundation. So we will address this and talk about this in your reading, okay? And let's go ahead and see what is going on. We have confront and the moon card. We have success and growth, the 8 of Wands. Okay, we've got signs from spirit with love. Oh, I like that. That's cute. Signs from spirit with love. We've got abundance. Oh, and you know, the clear quartz crystal is really good for abundance. And we've got the hanging gardens in Babylon, talking about abundance. We've got romantic feelings. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. Okay, and that's the moon card, talking about, you know, the feelings. We also have finances and career. Yeah, I was really feeling that, you know, finances and career, money, etc., are a really big thing for you guys right now. Financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. And yeah, so I honestly feel like somebody is having success or is really growing in their career, and the other person is not, or the other person is having a lot of doubts about their work or their money, or is really struggling. Okay. And it could just be where people are at. You know, we're all in different cycles. And anyway, so let's go ahead and see. We have talent, and how your talent, Spirit really wanting you to focus on your abundance and talent. Okay. We have here give and take. Be open to giving and receiving to keep the flow of abundance going. Give someone a chance and ask for what your heart desires. Okay. And we have here, you deserve rest. Seriously, take a break. Okay. You've been working so hard. I feel like you've been trying to tend to your garden. You've been trying to save money where you can. You've been trying to take care of, you know, your finances, and it's a lot. Okay. It has been a lot, and Spirit just wanting to say, like, you know, to encourage you, pile number one, and talk about um your, like, your abundance, your talent, how good you are at what your work. Okay. We have stand firm in the eye of the storm. Yeah, exactly. Because I feel like other people are leaning on you right now, pile number one, because something in their life is really cracking. And so, you know, show the rest of us how it's done, pile number one. All right. Like, you know, you guys stand firm in the eye of the storm. And this is Eclipse in Scorpio. Now, Venus is in Scorpio right now, and there is a grand water trine going on during this eclipse, which, you know, does talk about the need for emotional strength. And it is between Venus and Mars and Saturn. And so, you know, it's really good for motivating that sense of stability and emotional strength. And it says stand firm in the eye of the storm. And we know that there is a hurricane going on right now too, and you can see like the palm trees and the wind in the background. And, you know, eclipses oftentimes bring really stormy weather, especially with the moon card here too. And the stormy weather can be like literal storms, you know, like we are going through hurricanes and a lot of stuff right now, lots of rain, and hope everybody is safe out there, particularly for those of you like in North Carolina, Florida, Georgia, really having a lot of struggle with these hurricanes right now. But it can, for those of you who are not in the middle of an actual hurricane, you know, it can feel like an emotional hurricane around you, and it can feel like real heavy, you know, and, you know, some things in life, like they fail or they crash, and then other things that are unrelated to it also get taken out. You know what I mean? And I think that that is what is kind of scary sometimes. And maybe you guys worry a lot with this moon card, okay? Or you worry about somebody else a lot, okay? Spirit is trying to give you signs here. Feathers, birds, etc., to kind of show you that everything's going to be okay, okay? And, you know, emotional support with the moon is really important. And being there for people, you know, wanting others to be successful. I get it. Like, that's really important. Okay. But I also feel like Spirit is saying this is actually a really good time for you guys to focus on your own abundance and your own talent. And you have been giving a lot, I feel like. Okay. And you deserve rest. Seriously, take a break. And eclipses can be a good time to just withdraw and relax and take a little bit of a break, you know? It's okay to lean on each other during this time, but not to the point of like, you know, destroying the other person is what I'm seeing here, particularly when I look at this clear quartz card. Okay. And Eclipse in Scorpio, which you guys have here, does talk about like emotional strength and really digging deep in times of, you know, great peril. And, you know, you've been working real hard to get your financial self in order. Okay. And there's probably a lot of, I feel a lot of you here could have untapped talent that you haven't really been able to explore because maybe you've been too busy or you've been afraid, or there's just untapped talent showing up in your guys' reading. And it says, what do you need to release? The waning moon. Okay. And yeah, taking a break, resting. It's like with the moon card here, I feel like it's fading, or, you know, things are fading, things are feeling heavy, you need to take a rest, right? And so, but I also feel like there is strong romantic energy and closeness in your reading as well. Okay, with this romantic feelings, your feelings are real and worth exploring. And maybe some of you would like to talk to someone about your feelings. Like, you'd like to talk to this person about your feelings. Okay. I feel like if you do talk to someone about your feelings, I feel like it is going to be good. It is going to be successful. Okay. And let me just take a look at this abundance card for this Hanging Garden of Babylon and see here for you guys. Fulfillment and prosperity are awakening in your life. Be grateful for what you already have, and even more will flow to you. Okay, there are amazing opportunities around you, but you must be willing to nurture them. Yeah, with the moon card. Okay, and an outpouring of energy, finances, and even love are ahead. Believe that you deserve it. Yeah, and you can see the way that she's being held and kissed. And, you know, in the middle of this, you could actually be having a real romantic moment, you know, which in the middle of all this craziness, pile number one, maybe some of you are going to be having a real romantic moment, or a really nice hug, or really nice moment of connection where you're like, oh, you know, I feel supported, I feel cared for. That would be great, right? Whatever you focus on now will grow in leaps and bounds. So take action in the direction of your dreams. Trust that your life is blossoming. Release feelings of fear or lack, which are only perceptions. This is a great time to make investments, purchase property, or make plans for things that you desire. Choose quality over economy. In the end, you will not regret it, okay? This is an excellent time to be generous, give deeply and fully without fear of loss. The more you give with an open heart, the more energy and life force comes back to you, okay? So, yeah. And, you know, feeling successful and determined. And I feel somebody wants to be successful and determined about showing their appreciation for you or showing their feelings for you. And yeah, pile number one, I like talent here. I like this talent and this abundance energy. Very pretty. Very like unique, I feel, as well. Like some of you here having some very unique talents that maybe you know you need to start investing more in that. And this eclipse could really be the start of that for you. But also it's like, well, okay, what do I need to release or let go of? Okay, and this is a card showing up like the winter season, and we do have winter. So I do think over the upcoming winter time, you know, November, December, it is going to be important for you guys to rest and take it easy. Okay. And the moon can be where we're experiencing a lot of confusion, but with the Eight of Wands, we're moving ahead anyway. We're just going to trust in, in what we're working on and what we're building. Okay. And I also feel like the Eight of Wands can bust through the confusion as well, and can really take action and move through the confusion. Okay, but the moon also talking about the need to relax. Okay, you deserve a rest. Seriously, take a break, particularly over the winter months is what I feel for you guys, okay? And let's go ahead and get a message from the tarot regarding this eclipse for pile number one. Okay, maybe you find a penny, or you find a dollar bill, or you find a $10 bill. All right, Spirit's, you know, showing you guys these little signs to show you you're on the right track. Everything's okay. You know, it's going to be all right, like financially, for those of you that have been concerned. Yeah, Nine of Swords, definitely a lot of worry. The Hermit, okay? And we've got the Nine of Cups. And we've got the Lovers, okay? And I feel like you are really connecting with someone, and it does make you really happy, okay? There's still a lot of work to do on your own. There's still a lot of things that I feel you guys are keeping private. There's still a lot of things that maybe you feel you alone need to handle. Or things that you feel kind of like alone about right now, pile number one. Okay. But I also feel like you do need a break. And yeah, like relaxing, pajama day, quiet, peaceful times. But I also feel like connecting with people socially is good too, you know? And it's like I want to connect, or I want to see someone or talk to someone. But I don't feel like, you know, I'm feeling very blah, blah, or I'm feeling very like, I don't want to get ready. I don't want to take the time. I don't want to, but I feel you'll be happy that you did. Okay. I feel that you'll be happy that you did. And I see a good balance here between spending time on your own, pursuing abundance, your talents, etc., but also having a good balance between spending time with the people that you care about. I do see a good balance here, okay? And if you're worried that, you know, you're not spending enough time or showing that you care enough, I feel like you're doing great, pile number one, okay? You're doing great. And I feel like there's a lot of doors that open for you guys as a result of focusing on your abundance and your talents. And you may actually connect with someone where it's like, okay, we've got the same interests, or we've got a lot of commonalities, or we have similar talents or interests. And it's really fun sharing that with other people or talking with other people about that. And the Lovers is where we find commonalities and we really connect. And the Nine of Cups is where, you know, we really relax and enjoy ourselves and have a lot of fun. Opening up to new ideas and opening up to new people. But we also balance that with this Hermit energy here, you know, of taking our time on things, okay? And going about things with a lot of focus and diligence, but taking our time with things, okay? So pile number 1, I think a lot of, actually, I just picked up that card and saw the 5 of Swords, okay? I actually feel like a lot of the anxieties that you're having, or a lot of the turmoil that is going on, actually comes to rest, especially over the winter time, which may be a slower time for you or a more peaceful time for you, a more quiet time for you, okay, which is much needed, I feel, okay, much needed after the storms that we've all been through, okay? So pile number 1, that is what I am getting for you, my loves. I hope that that reading resonated. And I'd love to hear your thoughts or comments regarding the reading. Okay. And let's move on to pile number 2. Pile number 2, welcome to your reading. You chose the black tourmaline, and today's reading is called Lights Out, Solar Eclipse in Libra, okay? Black tourmaline has to do with the energy of protection, okay, and boundaries. Feeling strong, feeling grounded, okay, not letting everybody else's turmoil or energies kind of upset the apple cart, okay? Set an eye itch there, pile number 2. Maybe some of you are having itching your eye, or I don't know. I'm like, I just had an eye itch, so maybe you do too. And now I've got an arm itch. Isn't that funny? All right. Well, let's go ahead and get into your reading. Pile number 2. We have Listen, High Priestess. Okay, blocking out all the noise. Listening. We have Refusing to See, 2 of Swords. Okay. And we have Go with the Flow, Paddle On. Ooh, okay. And I talked about how this eclipse has a grand water trine in the last reading. So, you know, when we're stuck in a pattern of trying to make someone like realize something, but they're not hearing us and they're not listening, then sometimes it's better to just go with the, you know what I mean? Rather than continue to try to convince that person, or rather than to try to continue to like make them see something that we're trying to do. It's better just to kind of let it go and just keep on keeping on. We've got Strength, Joan of Arc in France, okay? And we've got True Love. This is a romance of a lifetime. Interesting. Okay, and that's coming out under that Refusing to See card, okay? And calling in your soulmate. Your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together, okay? And that's very much the High Priestess energy and showing a lot of emotional strength. We have here Confidence, okay? Confidence. And we've got in the flow. And I love that because we've got the go with the flow card. Now we have the in the flow card, and the jellyfish is popping into your reading. The universe is sending you help. Tap into your inner power and go deeper to create the purposeful life that you truly want to have. Okay. And strength, being out, Joan of Arc energy really reminds me of being outspoken, courageous, proud, being in the flow. Okay. The universe is sending you help. Tap into your inner power. Okay. This eclipse is square Mars. So yeah, feeling really motivated to tackle something. And this eclipse actually giving you guys a surge of confidence. Okay. And we have here, you are not one thing. You are a million amazing things. And that is so high priestess energy, shapeshifter, change, difference. Okay. You're not one thing. You're a million amazing things. And, we have here success after a setback. Okay, and we've got an eclipse in Sagittarius here, and growth, the energy of growth. All right, and success after a setback. We have here, your commitment is being tested. Okay, and that's okay if somebody's trying to, if life has come, if circumstances have come up that really make you feel like your confidence is being tested, that can come up with Mars energy, particularly on this eclipse. Like your commitment is being tested to something, and staying confident and staying strong and in the flow with what you're working towards. Okay, and I'm going to see this strength card here a little bit. And I am going to read a little bit of it for you. Okay, we tend to think of strength as an outer display of power. However, true strength is silent and deep. That's the high priestess, definitely. It comes when you're willing to stand your ground and speak your truth, even if others disagree with you and refuse to see. Yeah, definitely. You know, and the Two of Swords can be like, they know, but they refuse to admit it. Or, you know, refusing to see can also be like weaponized incompetence, which could really be a thing during this eclipse with Mars and Cancer squaring it, like people pretending that they don't see an issue, okay? Or pretending that they're oblivious to something. And, you know, it's like, okay. Alrighty then. And it comes when you're willing to stand your ground and speak your truth, even if others disagree with you. If you draw this card at a time when those around you are unsupportive, the message is to hold your ground. Step up, speak up. Your strength will give birth to more strength. Ooh, I love that for Mars and Cancer. Your strength will give birth to more strength. This can also suggest that those around you need your strength to support them. Don't be afraid to share with others in need. There is a wellspring of power within you. Angels are beside you, supporting you and love you. This may be a sign that you need to move into quiet strength rather than loudly demand your rights. Be still and quietly hold fast. Consider building up your physical strength. Yeah. And yeah, so that is where the High Priestess is really coming into play. And also, you're not just one thing, you're many different things. And, you know, I feel like you guys are trying to help someone see that, and they're not really seeing the benefits in a situation. They're not really seeing what's going on in this situation, and that's fine. Like, at the end of the day, right, we all sail on. And I love this paddle on, go with the flow. This is card 42. We have 42 and 33 here, so perhaps those numbers are important. But yeah, we all flow on, okay? There's a song that's like, we all flow on, or we all go on. And, you know, the waters are not too difficult for you to navigate. And some of you may feel like you're kind of going on a journey by yourself right now, okay? But it is a time to connect with nature. It is a time to connect with your emotions. It is a time to to go outside and like smell the air. It is a time to focus on growth in your life, and your commitments to things may be being tested right now, but having the confidence to kind of push through, okay? And for some of you here, this may have to do with a romantic situation as well, where there's a person in your life who's refusing to see the connection that you two share, and you feel like you've been kind of navigating these waters alone, and you are a strong person and you do listen and you are in the flow, okay? But I also feel like if there is someone that is refusing to see the connection that you two share, okay, and you've done the best that you can to wait and be silent and be strong within yourself about it, I feel like it is time to continue on your own journey, is what I would say. Okay, if you've been waiting for somebody to kind of like come to a conclusion about their feelings, I feel like this person is just like going with the flow when it comes to their feelings. They're not really being super intentional about calling love into their life. They may be very focused on like career growth, all that kind of stuff, instead of connecting like one-on-one, okay? And I feel like you've said, like, if I just hang fast and I just hang tight and I go with the flow and I give space to this person, they will eventually see that we're like meant to be, you know? And I don't know, pile number 2. I'm not a huge fan of, you know, waiting silently for someone to kind of come around. I'm not a huge fan of that energy, because I feel like it can stop us from like moving forward on something that is actually available and more immediate. And if you've listened to my readings for any amount of time, you know that that is true. That I'm not a huge fan of like silently waiting for other people to get the point. You know, and maybe that's kind of where you guys are like pushing on as well. Okay, and maybe you're hoping in some way that your path will lead you back to this person, or that, but at the same time, I feel like you're, you know, you're not just focused on one thing. And I like that. I like that you're not just focused on one thing, and that you're going with the flow and you're being confident in yourself. Okay, I like all that. That's really good, pile number 2, okay? But your confidence or your belief in something is being tested. And, you know, there's a lot, I feel like, in your life right now, you're being asked to go with the flow on a lot of things, okay? And, I feel like you guys want to show someone how much you care, but, you know, maybe they're not seeing it, okay? Or maybe they just don't have it within them right now. Okay, I'm getting that this other person feels kind of empty right now, and that's where they're at, but I feel like it's not really where you're at. So I kind of feel like there is an impasse here between you and another person, all right? As long as it's not affecting your self-worth or your growth or how you feel about yourself, like, you know, that's the only thing that I will say about it. Pile number 2, okay? Because Spirit wants you to know that you're not just one thing, you're a million amazing things. And Spirit wants you to focus on like being confident, that being confident in yourself and in your dreams. Okay, and also with this eclipse in Sagittarius, like continuing to look, continuing like to believe that there is better for you out there, you know, or that there is something better for you, okay? And let's go ahead and see. And maybe sometimes you feel like, well, I'm not very emotionally strong, or I'm not very, I do have a hard time going with the flow, or I've gone with the flow too much sometimes in life, and instead of doing my own thing, okay? And some of you may feel like, hey, is Spirit mad at me because I'm not listening to Spirit? I don't feel like they're mad at you, okay? They're like laughing. They're like, no, we're not mad at you, okay? You are stubborn sometimes, okay? I feel like, but you're a very strong person too, okay? So they want you to know that, all right? And sometimes we don't see something because it's like we're not wanting to see it because it's too painful. And I've been there too. Sometimes we just go with the flow because we don't want to see something there that is too painful. But let's go ahead, and there's the Star card. I like that energy, very much in the vein of healing. Let's see what is the eclipse message for my pile number 2s right now. Lots of stuff, lots of different things, lots of different experiences that you have the ability to have. Pile number 2. The Chariot on the bottom of the deck. The Lovers, oh my gosh, the Lovers came up in pile number 1 as well. We have the Ace of Swords, okay? Communication is key, okay? And this could involve you being really worried about a conversation that you need to have with somebody. It's like, I want to say something, or I want to reach out, or I want to send a text, or because I'm really worried about this person, or I'm really like, I really want to communicate is what I feel. Okay. And, but I'm scared. I don't know what to say. Okay. And I feel like this Chariot is saying, move forward with your own plans, regardless of what may come. Okay. Even if it means you're on a trip by yourself, even if it means you're exploring something on your own time or your own time, even if it means that, I mean, you've gone off by yourself before. I feel like pile number 2, into the wilderness type of thing, being in a new place, in a new city, going off and doing something on your own. I feel like you guys are actually very well versed in that. And it's not like, you know, you have to have, I mean, it'd be nice to talk to this person. It'd be nice, you know, but there's a lot of anxiety about like coming together and talking. There's a lot of anxiety about like having a conversation and then figuring out like, okay, we're not on the same page. So I think that, you know, going ahead with your own plans anyway and treating everything in your life like you're an explorer. Like I'm an explorer and I'm at the precipice of, you know, learning new things and seeing new things. And I'm just going to explore around, okay? I'm going to explore my feelings. I'm going to explore my environment. I'm going to go with the flow. I'm going to stay confident about where I'm headed in my life, okay? And leave the rest to spirit, okay? And actually, I feel like the conversation that you end up having is really, really good. And it's not as bad as you think, but it leaves a lot of questions, you know. There's a lot of like unanswered questions right now. And, you know, there's just a lot, okay? There's a lot of things that maybe you're not sure of right now, okay? As far as connecting with people, talking to people, maybe connecting and talking to people makes you really nervous at times. Okay, so you stay quiet and see what the other person is going to do, type of thing. Okay, but this eclipse is really bringing up this pattern and, you know, this need to kind of like clear the air when it comes to the communication. Okay. And I do feel like there is someone who really wants to talk to you or has a desire to talk to you, but they're afraid to, you know, they're afraid to say something too, okay? But my whole thing for you, pile number 2, is to go forward with your own plan, to dive into, you know, exploration and be confident, because I feel like you've been on your own journey for a long time, but dive into exploration on your own and see what comes of it, okay? So pile number 2, that is what I am getting for you, my friends. I hope that that reading resonated for you, and I would love to hear your thoughts and your feedback. Take care, pile number 2. Let's move on to pile number 3. Pile number 3, welcome to your reading. You chose the Hematite, and today's reading is called Lights Out, Solar Eclipse in Libra, okay? And I don't know why, I just got something about bringing back the guillotine or something like that, okay? Maybe you guys were watching a scary show or a scary movie or watching something historical about the guillotines. I don't know, pile number 3, but something just popped into my head about that. So that is kind of interesting. You guys picked the Hematite, and the Hematite has to do with our body, bringing the body back to earth, balance and calm. This eclipse is in Libra, so, you know, we could all use a lot of like balancing and calming energy, okay? Particularly for those of you who have Aries or Libra heavy in your astrology charts, like this eclipse could really be setting off like a lot of physical stuff, you know? And yeah, so let's go ahead and see for my pile number 3s. We have Wheel of Fortune on the bottom of the deck, and it's interesting with the Wheel of Fortune because I feel like you guys just don't want to be like limited, you know, with what you can do and what you can achieve because of physical circumstances or because of where you live or because of the parents that you were born to. And I feel like some of you are just wanting to understand like your fate or your fortune on a deeper level, okay? And maybe like talking about your fate or talking about your fortune is kind of scary sometimes. Okay, because you see like the faceless figure right there, which kind of reminds me of the death card a little bit. And um, for those of you that did receive like a very unsettling reading from someone or a very unsettling fortune telling from someone, I just, want to bless you, pile number 3, and say it's okay, and say to be calm and be like, if you're like, yeah, one time I went to this psychic and they told me this really dark stuff or this really scary stuff. I just want, I just want those people that did that to you to be so for real, right? And not be saying stuff like, I don't know why I'm just be so for real. Okay, like that is a saying, that's kind of out there right now. I don't know why I keep seeing the letters B and R, and be so for real, right? And telling people sometimes, I don't know why psychics think that it's telling people like really intense stuff like that is like, I don't know, they feel excited about it or egoic about it or something. It's messed up. Okay, so I just want, for those of you that have had really bad experiences like that, I just want to hold a space for you that feels safe and not, like we got to be careful sometimes, right? And we don't want to be, I don't know, people that do tarot or astrology, like we really have to be careful with the things that we say to people. And so yeah, we want to be honest, right? But we also have to be really careful. And so there is a thing with hematite and like bringing things back down to earth and making things more balanced. And so that is, instead of like panic, right? Instead we got, do you guys remember like back in the 80s and 90s when they had like satanic panic? I don't know why I just thought of that. But anyway, pile number 3, let's go ahead and see. We've got, 6 of cups, simply love. We've got the heart chakra. Oh, you guys, you're so sweet. I love that. We've got blue, Madonna, and mothering. Okay. Oh, that's so sweet. Okay. Very like loving, forgiving, heart-centered, very kind, loving energy. We have exuberance and the roaring 20s in Paris. Wow. Well, that's exciting. That is very exciting. Maybe some of you here are torn between like, having kids or going off and doing your own thing or partying and having a good time and being out and living free, all right, versus having like a family. I do see maybe there is some things about that you guys are looking at, okay? But it's like, I want to be like free to like a free spirit. I want to express myself vibrantly, okay? Very like artistic and beautiful creation that I feel that you guys are. Maybe some of you here make beautiful and artistic creations. But true exuberance, laughing, having fun, being a free spirit, right? Versus we've got the Madonna and mothering versus being quiet, being peaceful, being on your own, or, having a family, okay? It's like, I want it all. I want to do both. I want to be a free spirit. I want to have a good time. I also want to have a family. I want to da-da-da. So, all of that. We have give your relationship a chance, work on your partnership and heart chakra energy, okay? And flirt, extend your lighthearted energy to others. Okay. Some of you are interesting, pile number 3. Like, you want to be really centered in your partnership, but you also may really like flirting and being a free spirit and having a good time. Have some of you ever tried like polyamory? Have you ever tried like, these types of situations? I'm kind of wondering. And I mean, I feel like it's hard because you are such like a loyal dedicated, and I know I'm not giving a thing on polyamory pile number 3, right? I'm not trying to throw it under the bus or support it, whatever. I'm just doing a reading here. But I feel like, you have like a very sensitive heart, and you really do care. Some of you here are very sensitive. You really care about your partner. And your heart's really, invested in it, but you may also be kind of bored. You may want to flirt. You may want to, extend your lighthearted energy to others versus working on your partnership, right? Flirting versus what's connecting intimately with your partner, okay? And, the sense of being a really free spirit and having a lot of fun versus being with someone 24/7 or, being connected to someone really deeply, okay? So we've got travel here, travel and exuberance, okay? Being able to, be out on your own. And some of you may have a craving to, be traveling or doing your own thing, okay? But you love your family, but you love, your kids, but you love, your husband or your wife, but you love your mom and dad and you need to take care of them, this type of energy, right? Or your brothers and sisters, you love them and you want to be there for them and you want to take care of people, and or there's a sense of security, emotional security, 6 of Cups, and but there's also this side of you that wants to flirt and enjoy life and have fun and be wild. And maybe some of you didn't really get a chance to do that, because you had kids young, or maybe some of you have, been with someone for a while, and you like it, or you care about the person, but you're also there's this very free spirit within you that needs to be doing your own thing. Yeah, freedom. I keep saying it over and over in your reading. Free spirit, okay? And then here's the freedom card. You need to have more flexibility within your schedule and income. Being self-employed is ideal. Time off will help you get clear. Yeah, and, needing more freedom in your relationship, needing more freedom in your work. Maybe I feel some of you are very well loved or well seen by your job or your family or your, the people, children, you're very well loved, or you're very, you do have a lot of love in your life, 6 of Cups, heart chakra, okay? Or you are wanting to have a lot of love in your life and a lot of support and commitment and give that in return. But I also feel like you're kind of but I also want to do this and do that. And I don't want my whole life planned out. I want there to be some variation. I want there to be some changes and differences, okay? Okay, it says here, the things that you say to yourself matter, be kind, okay? And, yeah, if you're I'm just, it's too late for me to have XYZ 1, 2, 3, or so-and-so wouldn't want me, or this type of thing. Spirit is just saying, no, don't. Okay, and we've got card 29 here, so some of you may be around your Saturn return and you're really thinking about a lot of these issues, whether you want to stay in a connection or you want to be free and do your own thing, or how nice it would be to have strong centered heart connections, but you also, there's a side of you that is also very young and youthful and free. No matter what your age is, there's this side that is always young, youthful, and free, okay? And we've got Sun in Cancer, okay, home. And again, Mars is in Cancer and is squaring this eclipse, right now. So there is also it says focus on your home and love. Okay, and we've got card 4 here, and then we have 4, so the number 4 could be coming up, or 64 is also showing up here with the 6 and 4. 44, 64, 29 are 3 numbers popping up in this reading. Now, focusing on the home, focus on your home and love. But this is coming out under the travel card. So I can see where you are, needing more freedom. It's like, okay, I know I need to focus on my home and love. And again, maybe you're questioning this. Like, am I meant to focus on my home and family, or building the home and family that I want? Or am I made to live free and die young, right? And anyway, I'm not going to say live free and die young, pile number 3, but you know what I mean. There's this song by this artist called Sylvan Esso, and it's called Die Young. And it's like, I thought, until I met you, I thought I was going to die young. And now I'm going to like be old with you type of thing. It's a really interesting song. Look it up. It's actually very upbeat. It's not like scary or sad or anything like that. It's actually like kind of tongue in cheek and an interesting song. And it says, full moon in Aquarius, show the world the real you. Okay, some of you, again, you may have Cancer in your chart. You may have Aquarius in your chart. Some of you here may definitely have heavy Aquarius energy. It's like, I love my freedom. I love my independence. I love doing my own thing. I love, being free and being on my own. But at the same time, I don't want to be afraid of like, having more experiences in my life. And all of you are going to be in different places. Some of you are going to have had a family really early in life, and you're really wanting to go and do your own thing, okay, and be independent. And some of you here have been independent for a really long time, and you are interested in having a family or kids, or being, and you're sick of, random flirting, and you want to be, there's this tension in your life between having a safe and quiet and familial home, and also like going out and being independent and traveling. And all I can say about it, pile number 3, is that it's important for you to have that balance, okay? However you can achieve it, it's important for you to have that safety and security, love, etc. But at the same time, it's important that you can be independent and you can be yourself. Queen of Swords on the bottom of deck, and that your ideas and your thoughts are respected. And the Queen of Swords is very independent and free thinking. And so that is very important, okay, in your life. And it has to be balanced with the energy of being at home or being around loved ones, because otherwise it's hard to, you won't feel totally fulfilled in life unless you can have like an element of both, is what I feel. Pile number 3, okay? So those are some things to meditate on for sure, pile number 3. Wishing you all a very wonderful day, and take care.